Hello again, friends, and welcome to another fine edition of 151. My name is Adam, and usually I'm joined by a man named Justin, but he is not here tonight. I have a special guest host. We will get to that here in a few seconds. Just for a reminder, this is 151 The Show. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Oh, and TikTok, all at 151 The Show, even though the Instagram and TikTok channels have kind of gone by the wayside, and I don't think I've done anything with them in weeks. Instagram especially. I don't even know why we have that anymore, but anyways, you can also like, follow, and share, and please subscribe to all our channels on, Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and every other podcast channel imaginable. Whatever one it is that you listen to this show on, you like it, you follow it, and we thank you for it. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. If you missed any of that, please head over to the website, 151theshow.com, or this station's website.com. thisstationswebsite.com, as I tried to muddle my way through this. Okay, so as I said, we have a special guest tonight. Believe it or not, my very, very special, lovely guest, who is giving me weird eyes right now, is actually my lovely wife, Steph. Hi, Steph.
Hi.
Who, by the way, as we're getting ready for this, she was being sheepish, and it went from, hey, let's do this, and this is going to be a good idea, to, this was a bad idea. I'm excited for this. I really am.
I just don't want to suck.
What? It's a good thing Justin isn't here.
Yes.
There would be a joke there. But anyways, no, what's special about this for me is not only are you, you've become a nerd over the time we've been together, right?
Converted to the dark side.
The dark side, my ass. Really? That's the way you look at it?
That's what I'm going with.
Okay, all right. Because I didn't watch Grey's Anatomy for years.
Yes.
Anyways, no, the reason this is special because I've been doing radio since about 2003. We met and started dating, 2008, 9, somewhere in there?
Ish.
Yeah, got married in, 12?
Yes.
Coming up on 9?
That's what math says.
I know, right? It's weird sometimes. Well, after a pandemic and being inside for, a year, it's kind of weird. But anyways, we've never actually done a show or anything like that together, have we?
No, I have not partaken in the angry wife phone calls or special interviews or any of that nonsense.
It is
the silent partner.
Now I will say there was one time you heard half a conversation and got very angry at me.
Yeah, probably.
But no, this is the first time we've ever sat down, done a show or anything, radio, podcasting, anything. I mean, there was one time you helped out with a video where you yelled down the stairs and we didn't even see who it was. It could have been any wife.
Silent and non-visible partner.
And we're not running video cameras.
That's just too much work.
Yes.
We're coming out of a pandemic. We're not expecting miracles here.
I completely agree. So anyways, no, this is the first time you and I have done a podcast. And this isn't the end of Justin and I. It's just Justin's been very busy. As you can tell, in May we didn't get any shows recorded. And that's not his fault or my fault. That's life. Two grown-ass men with paying jobs.
Too much shenanigans.
All right, so tonight on the show, as you have apparently kicking and screaming converted to the dark side of nerdom, you did watch Star Trek Picard with me, and Discovery.
I did.
Yeah, did you enjoy any of that?
Discovery's not bad.
Ugh.
There's more of a plot that you can kind of stick with.
If you had gone with me and watched the 7 seasons.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
That's too far.
All right, so with that, we're going to get away from Star Trek and get down to what we were actually going to talk about tonight. So a few weeks ago, I can't remember if it was me or you, but it was, hey, let's do a rewatch of the MCU. And so far, we've rewatched the first 11 movies minus the Hulk.
Yeah, that just doesn't count.
No, the Edward Norton one.
It didn't happen.
You know what's weird about that one, though? It's kind of in the MCU, and then at the end you get what's his name, the General and Tony Stark.
Is that the one with Liv Tyler in it?
Yes, I believe so.
I get both of them mixed up because they were that great.
Because the other one was bad.
They were both pretty bad.
Was it Eric Bana was the first one? Where I get what they were trying to do with the comic book look and stuff, but it was You went too far.
Yeah.
So a few weeks ago, we started to rewatch the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. A lot of Marvel stuff going on. We watched WandaVision earlier this summer. We've watched Falcon and Winter Soldier. We've only watched episode 1 of Loki so far. Which, real quick, of the 3 of those so far, which one are you kind of liking?
Which one do you think?
Oh, yes, I forgot. Oh, we'll get to why she's laughing here in a second, everybody. You stay tuned for that shenanigans. Should we have a shenanigans meter on here?
Probably. There's always shenanigans.
What are we at, like 15 already?
Probably.
All right, I'll put it at 4. Falcon and Winter Soldier. She has a thing for the Winter Soldier, and I'll explain that here in a little bit. But anyways, so going back to the start of this.
Did you mention that we are watching them in timeline order?
Yes.
Not just crazy all over the board.
No. It is in timeline order. So we got the Wonderful Adventures of Captain Marvel out of the way already, which I was okay with that. There's been a couple of these movies that I've been a little hesitant in going into. That was definitely one of them. And I know there's some folks out there that they didn't like it the first time that rewatched it, and they're like, oh, it's okay. I did not get that.
I didn't mind it both times. Well, yeah, I think I've only seen it twice fully, like once in the theater and then again here. I don't mind it. I think she's good in that. It's when she comes back in Endgame that I just want to throw her away.
Not just get rid of you. I want to throw you away. No, you had a really good line about her that at some point her character changes with the power. And you said it like it was something along the lines of she becomes a dumb jock.
Yeah. I mean, she just like Hulk smash about everything. And then they gave her the Karen haircut and that didn't help. She was above everyone. And especially by that point,
yeah.
In all of the movies, everybody has such a camaraderie. And even if it's a new guy, they're usually pretty welcoming about it. But she was just like, well, I was busy and I'll see if I can fit you in.
There was like an interview or something that were there showing, and Chris Hemsworth was talking about his stunt double. And he was like, oh man, this guy does really awesome. We're like giving a lot of credit. And they cut to Brie and she goes, I do all my own stunts.
Which isn't true. Disney's made that very clear that they don't allow them to do things because that's their asset.
Yeah. But it was just funny. It was just like he's trying to give this like, I did it really well. Better than everybody else.
Yeah, and I'm not very familiar with her in real life,
yeah.
So I have no idea. Can't even think of another movie that she's in, to be honest with you.
You know what I kind of compare her to, and how she kind of came into the MCU, like what you were talking about when she comes in Endgame and stuff, and the camaraderie. I kind of feel like it's the Ronda Rousey thing with WWE. When we were still watching WWE and they started just shoving Ronda Rousey down your throat all the time, it's like, okay, I get it. You want me to like Ronda Rousey. I don't.
Yeah.
But you're going to.
Yeah, they should have kind of stuck with what they had in the movie instead of just... I mean, because she's only in Endgame for 5 minutes?
Well, she calls Rocket something. Furball or something when she's in a holographic picture when we see her haircut.
Yeah.
And then she's at the end when she just flies through the ship at first.
Yeah. Irrelevant, really.
You know what? It kind of is. It's one of those characters that if you took them out of the MCU, I don't think it'd make a whole lot of difference.
I mean, and they could have maximized on it, but whoever decided to make her be the way she was in Endgame just kind of killed her franchise, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, they've changed it to where they're going to do the Marvels coming up here in what?
Isn't that animated?
No, it's her. It was supposed to be like Captain Marvel 2 or something. But they're doing like her, Miss Marvel, who is a different character, and then what's her name? Rambeau? Was that her name from WandaVision?
Mm-hmm.
They're all going to be a part of the same thing. So
hopefully she can not be a biatch and be a friend.
This is 151, a podcast show with my wife, my lovely, lovely wife. I've never thought you were so hot as right now. I'm calling her that. We're talking about the MCU and our timeline rewatch of it as we make our way through summer here. If you want to know more about us, head over to 151theshow.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, pretty much everything at 151theshow. I think that kind of covers Captain Marvel. Like you said, I don't hate the movie. I'm not crazy about her and the character and how they shoved it down my throat.
Like I said, I liked her in the original movie. It was after that I was just done with
Okay.
it.
As we make our way around the movies here, Captain America, kind of the same thing as, what I remembered.
Yeah, I mean, I think I appreciated the backstory more, knowing where the end is now.
Yeah.
Because I remember not really enjoying that one.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I always liked the second one better, and I never really understood.
Gee, why?
Okay, that was before. But like I said, I think you appreciate the backstory more. That's what's kind of been fun about all of them.
Yeah.
Kind of going back, because I think a lot of times I get so distracted by the main storyline that's going on. I miss all of the side stuff, and especially now that we've gone back, and then like Marvel is obviously obsessed with Easter eggs and all of these other things, that it's fun to go back now and be like, okay.
I see what you were doing
And
there.
just the the character development and growth in all of them.
Which, you know what? Maybe that's what was lacking in Captain Marvel when she got shoved at her face, and it's just like, love this character without... I always thought that about, like Chris Evans, Tony, Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Hemsworth, where we got to know them over time as characters.
Well, yeah, because even Chris Evans, when he came in, I mean, prior to that, he was always a jock in the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, like, really, what else was he in before that besides not another teen movie, right? Is that the banana split scene? Was that movie?
Oh, that's the one you remember?
I mean, that's like all he was known for. So to see him go into a completely different character type, see how he's grown.
Well, he was in Fantastic Four.
That's true, but he was a dumb jock.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
So, same as you... When we first watched, because we were living in the duplex when we watched Captain America the first time.
Sure.
We were. I remember it. But I remember it was like, okay, I get it. And I kind of got bored with the movie midway through. And then the more I've watched it, it's like, okay, this is a pretty good movie. But the dumb thing still that I don't understand about it is Howard Stark in it, right?
I liked that Howard Stark better than the other one.
I do like that Howard Stark. However, the smartest man on the planet is going to... take the most valuable material on the planet, and like Ultron says, he made a frisbee out of it.
I mean, think of the times.
Think of the times, my ass. It's the most valuable thing. Oh, that's a prototype. Oh, why is it in San Diego? Oh, that's the most valuable thing on the planet. It's like, well, then why'd you make a shield that no one's ever going to use?
Maybe he was saving it for himself.
He was going to do the frisbee thing a lot?
It was World War II. When the bombs were coming, he was just going to,
duck and cover.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't buy it, but that's just the part of the movie that I always go back to. It's like, the shield is cool. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome. Why did you make it? What was the point of forging this thing? I don't know.
Maybe it showed up like that.
It showed up in a perfect shield form. He just added the handle.
He just found it.
God. It. Let's do it. Going down the list, Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Still, Iron Man is still probably the best one, I think.
Yeah, like I think we talked about the funny thing about that is you can tell instantly when Disney took over as Tony Stark no longer became a player.
Exactly. That opening scene where he takes that girl home with him.
Yeah. All of that disappears when Disney comes in.
Yeah, it totally does.
And it never happened.
I was never a playboy. What are you talking about? No, but it really is. I mean, you go back and you watch, because, that's the first one that came out in this universe. It's kind of interesting to see. It's like, wow, it really did have a different tone, a darker tone.
I mean, they've definitely tried to bring some of the more adult humor back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Disney. It's never going to be completely.
No.
But it's also funny, too, just about, like, I didn't really know, again, I wasn't really that familiar with Robert Downey Jr. because for some reason, me and 80s movies just never happened. I must have been in a rock or something.
Well, you were all of 4 years older, so.
That's true. But so I wasn't familiar with him. So, as his fame grew and then you kind of would read about his history, and it's just funny how much they kind of have in common.
Well, that was the cool part about Iron Man. And I think I brought it up when they were playing, Yahtzee, him and the other guy that was captured, who I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Yeah.
The guy who helped build the first suit.
It's a weird name.
He, and I can't remember names to save my life.
Same.
So
Terrible with names.
Who are you again?
Exactly.
What am I doing here? No, they're playing Yahtzee, and I guess there was a story about Robert Downey Jr. talking about how when you're in prison, you just find
it wasn't Yahtzee. It was like backgammon or
something.
That weird game in a briefcase.
Yeah. That I've
dice
never
and triangles.
That I've never understood how to.
I don't
play.
even think it's backgammon. I don't know what it's called.
I thought it was Yahtzee.
No,
but,
it's not. It's not Yahtzee.
I don't know. I don't do board games. You don't do shenanigans. I don't do board games. I'm just trying to keep up with you on the shenanigans thing. But yeah, you see, like that movie was pretty dark in parts. Iron Man 2, everybody always likes to dog on it as like one of the lesser movies, and I'll give you that it's not as good as some of them, but I don't hate that movie.
It's too much the same as the first one.
I'll
I
give you that.
remember when we started watching it, I was thinking that Obadiah was the bad guy again because I couldn't keep it straight because it's the same thing. They're building a suit to try and copy Tony.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same exact plot line.
No, it is. I mean, you get Justin Hammer and Hammer Tech or Hammer Industries or whatever the hell they call it.
Obadiah 2.0.
Yeah. Obadiah is so much better than Justin Hammer.
Yeah.
When you see the rest of the story and how much that's set up between the Black Widow stuff, between, pushing Tony towards the Avengers, but, just all these little things that it did.
They were too busy focusing on that to,
Yeah.
make the storyline solid.
Yeah,
the main
that's
storyline.
Exactly. So that I always thought of that movie that way, that it's a setup movie.
Yeah.
It's not really a sequel. It's a setup for everything else. Hey, we need to set up 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's just take a movie and do it. We need to push the story along. So going next, Thor was up after Iron Man 2. Same thing. Good movie. Not
Thor
the
with no
greatest.
eyebrows.
Thor with no eyebrows. And once you said that, you can't unsee it.
No. Whoever decided, we're going to bleach your eyebrows because we really want to embrace the god. Bad call.
That movie's good, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's a solid. It's not over the, like if you go back and you say what's your favorite Iron Man movies, it's favorite MCU movies. I don't think I'd go Thor in my top 5, but it's a solid movie. It's good.
And it was a change of pace, if you think about it. Everybody else kind of had the same type of storyline, and now they're moving out of somebody fell into something, got struck with something,
You got injected with something. You
Yeah.
got, Tony Stark injected with something.
Yeah.
The pieces of metal, if you
But
think
I
about
mean,
it.
Thor's just that way.
No, that's the cool thing about it. It's always like, that's just who he is.
Yeah.
I like that they didn't try and make it like the comic books where he has a secret identity and stuff. They kind of played it up with the name tag and stuff. But I'm glad he's always just been Thor, not Donald Blake or whatever. This is 151. I have a special guest host tonight, my wife Stephanie, who I don't ever call Stephanie.
Why did you go formal there?
I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't think I've ever called you Stephanie in a real way.
No, good Lord.
I know. I'm nervous with you here. We've never done this before.
No, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like Ricky Bobby over here.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Pretty much.
This is 151, being joined by my special guest host, Steph.
There you go.
My name is Adam. You can find out more about us at 151theshow.com. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe on all the different platforms. We would appreciate it. So as we go down the list, we get to Avengers. Avengers is a good movie.
It was. I remember being really excited about it. But like I like the beginning when they're trying to line everyone up. Again, I always like the random stuff that has nothing to do with the storyline, but they're being people.
There's so many great little lines, but like you're saying, where they're being people, where Thor standing up for his brother, hey, watch what you say. That's still my brother. He murdered 57 people or whatever. He's adopted.
Yeah. I mean, that's the Marvel stuff at its finest when they do those things.
No, you're absolutely right. And the Tony Stark zapping Bruce Banner and stuff.
Yeah, poking at him and
Really? Nothing? What's your secret? Big bag of weed, bongo drums, what?
He's just angry all the time.
Angry
right?
all the-
Isn't that the answer?
Yeah. That is my secret, Captain. I'm angry all the time. You know what was kind of funny especially during this one, was when you realize, wow, Endgame is happening right now down the street.
That is kind of funny to try and then place those things back into it.
And then there's 15 different Captain Americas in this timeline right now.
That's true.
So
all of them wearing their little hoodie helmet.
Yes.
That costume is terrible.
It is. What were they thinking there?
Everybody else was going spandex, so he should be fine.
Because Iron Man wears a lot of spandex?
I don't know how they were trying to make it a hoodie. I'm like, it's a helmet.
Yeah.
It doesn't just magically turn into cotton.
Yeah, no, you're right. There is another part that I never got. It's a Captain America thing that nobody makes a big deal out of, but it's when he starts fighting that thing and he tells the guys, the cops, "Hey, I need this, and then he gets attacked by a couple Chitauri. It always amazes me that no one's like, "Whoa, that was badass." When he like hits the one guy with the shield and like takes his arm off, you see it slide out of the gun onto the floor. Whoa.
And how the one cop was the dude from Agent Carter, same actor.
Oh yeah.
Never acknowledged any of that.
No, absolutely.
And then
not.
he
Why would
showed
they
up
do
in
that?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. later on. And
You know what I think about Avengers? I think it's the first time I ever made the joke about I landed on my keys.
probably. What were we saying every time during Thor?
Oh God, what were we?
It was hilarious.
We thought it was.
I mean, so it was.
If there was, that's the most married thing you've ever said.
What was it? Was like every time they had something go wrong. I mean, it was like, oh, cheese and rice. It might have been that.
We're hilarious.
We are.
No, I do remember that. It was like, yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Sorry, world. You'll never know.
Yep, sorry. But
Missing
yeah,
out.
so the fell on the keys joke, which I'm pretty sure you hate me for at sometimes. But the part where Captain America gets blown out the wall or out the window and he like lands on the taxi cab, I leaned over to Steph and I go, I landed on my keys. And now every time anybody ever like falls a great distance, I lean over to my wife and say, I landed on my keys.
It's his old man joke.
It really is. Oh, that's funny. Oh, it's hilarious is what I'm going to say. No, but yeah, Avengers, really good movie. Brought them together. I think there was trepidation going into it because the MCU wasn't a proven thing at the time. And you had never had this sort of thing where you had this many superheroes come together. And it was like, how are we going to emphasize everybody and who's going to shine and, all of that stuff. And we got some of the best lines. Oh, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
And Hulk smashing Loki back and forth.
Oh, God.
God, that was great. Puny God. Makes me laugh every time I see it. It's just like a child throwing a temper tantrum with a toy.
It is. And the part that makes me laugh about it is right at the end when Loki goes, and he makes that noise. I can't do it. It's like a wheeze.
Yeah.
But every time I hear it, I'm like, I know what that feels like. So as you go down the road, Avengers, kind of sets up everything with the Tesseract being the Infinity Stone, and now there's time travel involved and all this.
The only thing that movie ruins is then every single solo movie, you're like, where the hell is everybody else?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, they probably should have shown up.
Yeah. I mean, you think
it's
about...
not like the city block got destroyed. It was usually something large or international, and nobody cared.
Well, if you skip ahead to Captain America 2, when you get past Bucky and his eyes... I have a Bucky costume, everybody, and I'll let you guess what it's for. Hydra comes back.
Well,
Hydra has a coup and is going to wreck the world.
And there's so many comments in the beginning when, oh my God, I'm blanking on it. Fury, Jesus, is talking about their, whatever they're building, and they're, saying how Tony was helping.
Yeah.
Okay, well, shouldn't he give a shit that S.H.I.E.L.D.'s falling to the ground?
You would think, that is kind of the thing. It's Hydra came back.
Yeah, and it's attacking the thing that put the Avengers on the map.
Yeah.
But nope. Busy.
Not a clue.
I'm on vacation that week. Sorry.
I would say something, but it would be too bad. So you jump into Thor 2. Another movie that people want to rag on, like to say it's one of the worst ones out there. I didn't hate it. It was one of those things where when you have Endgame now, and you kind of look back, and especially now with Loki going back, the series Loki going back to kind of see some of the final moments and stuff. I think it was kind of the victim of what happened with Iron Man 2, where it was
the victim of the sequel.
Yes, it was just here. We need to set up a bunch of coming up. How's the fastest way to do it?
Yeah, now that you say that, there are a lot of setups because I still didn't really care for it that much. I'm glad they gave Thor his eyebrows back. That was nice of them, but I don't know. I guess I'm I'm not really a Natalie Portman. I don't really like her character. And
Jane Foster.
well, yeah, and
You
just
know what's happening in the next one, right?
yeah, and that's what kind of pisses me off too, because I had read that she essentially, because she didn't come back in whenever
Endgame, she wasn't in it.
well, they
It was
started
just-
making a comment that they broke up or whatever. And I read something that she was pissed because she didn't want to do the movies anymore because she didn't want to play the damsel. Well, you signed up for that, moron. I mean, did you read the script?
Yeah.
Did you think it was going to change? I mean...
Now, truthfully, in the comic book, she does, like, later in life, she does become the mighty Thor.
Yeah, that's fine.
it's-
Like I said, I think it's more... It's like how I feel about Gwyneth Paltrow. I love Pepper Potts. I think she's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hate Gwyneth Paltrow. In real life. Like, she's just a waste of space.
No,
Guess that
I
means
get
you're
it,
a good
though.
actress.
I can't hate Natalie Portman at anything. I'm just going to be real upfront and honest
Yeah.
with you.
I mean, because I thought they had good chemistry in the first one, but yeah, I think by the second one I had heard that rumor about her
Yeah.
being above it, and I was just
Well, you know
like,
what? It could be kind of why I feel the way I do about Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
where she's like, no, I'm better than you guys.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's that. Maybe it's like, well, yeah, you can kiss my ass too. No, going back to Thor 2, it really does seem like now it was just there to push things along, to move things along, to...
Maybe they know that sequels are going to suck.
Maybe. I still, well, if you think about it too, I mean, at that point, you're getting into the time when Disney is starting to take over. And I was talking to Mike Reyes, who does the movie stuff with me on the radio, and he's been on here a couple times. But I go, wouldn't it be interesting to see? Because if you go back to Iron Man, you have the post-credit scene with Fury saying, I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative, right? So at some point, Paramount clearly had an idea, or they wanted to set up an MCU. So I wonder if they would have kept it, if Paramount would have kept it instead of Disney, what it would have looked like.
Probably would have been smart on our little written list here to also write out like how they came out, like in real life order.
Yeah.
To just kind of compare.
Well, I mean, if you think of... actually, you know what?
I would think they'd be pretty close. I think there's just a few that kind of...
Yeah, no. Like Captain Marvel was the weird one that was a prequel. Captain America obviously went back.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they pretty much came out. But yeah, Thor 2, I mean, setup movie. You get more Loki, which is always awesome. Chris Hemsworth was actually starting to kind of come into Thor. Him hanging the hammer on the...
Oh, yeah.
That could be the best,
Again,
funniest...
doing something in real people.
Yeah. Or Eric Selvig, I'm going to need my pants.
Which I still don't understand why he was so drugged out.
He, apparently it was from Loki being in his head. It kind of screwed him up mentally.
Okay.
And then he was trying to come back, and then he realizes that everything was fine or something. I don't know.
Okay, because, he also did it to Hawkeye, and he was fine.
Was he?
Well,
He went and got a family.
pretty sure that
Moron.
happened before that.
I know. I'm kidding. And come to Iron Man 3, which is a movie I don't like.
Yeah, I think they just tried to do too much with it.
Extremis is one of the best Iron Man comics that ever came out, and you f***ed me on it.
Yeah, I remember you being very pissed at the end of that movie, and I was threatening to not go to any more movies with you because my only requirement was, did it entertain me? Sure did. Okay.
Yeah. I was disappointed.
And then, because I think I got like a 30-minute synopsis of why it was not correct.
Yeah, I probably did that too. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, we can call Randy and confirm. She was also there. And
there's been a couple people that have been around me after a movie where I'm really pissed because it was such a good story. It's like, why did you have to make it something it wasn't? That was my problem.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a great story. Okay, now we're not going to do it. Like, okay. But I think the part that really ended me on it, Tony Stark has the most powerful power generator in his chest. And somebody said it on TikTok, if you go back to Iron Man 2 when he creates the new element for it, they're like, how did we not realize that Tony Stark recreated an Infinity Stone with this thing? Because it was based after his dad's research, which his dad's research was all about the Tesseract.
Yeah.
So Tony Stark has the most powerful man-made thing buried in his chest. And he needs to charge the suit with a car battery.
It took longer. Didn't stay charged.
I don't get that.
Yeah, those parts though where he's with the kid, that's pretty good.
No,
Those are
that
good
yeah,
scenes.
Riley I think was his name. Was that his name?
I have no idea.
Like when he just randomly shows up at the funeral at the end and everyone's like, who the is that?
Yeah. Who's the random kid?
I don't know, but that's my biggest reason that I don't like Iron Man 3.
I mean, I did like how they kind of bounced around in his PTSD after
That I did
because
like,
that does become a big component as the series or not the series, whatever you want to call it. Because especially in Endgame, you hear him, he just he wants to be done. And
yeah. The other thing about that movie was I go back to Avengers when he gets the new suit at the end, and Jarvis goes, "It's a prototype. It's not ready for action, right?" And he goes on and takes on the Chitauri with this thing. No problem. After building, 42 different suits, this one, he hasn't got it figured out.
well, he's not sleeping.
I guess. I don't know. I got tired of the joke of the suit falling apart.
Yeah.
Especially at the end where he's like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Even he's sick of it at this point.
I guess.
So, moving on to Captain America 2, as we were talking about earlier. My wife has a thing for Bucky.
I don't know what they did in Falcon and Winter Soldier, or maybe he just aged really well. Because I was like, how did I miss that? I mean, his face is covered half the time. Maybe that was it, but I don't know.
As many of you know, I'm fine with looking up spoilers and stuff. It doesn't bother me. Actually, some of it's kind of fun because then you can kind of watch the movie in a different way because you're kind of watching for certain things. At least that's the way I explain it. But I was not looking for the spoiler to Falcon and Winter Soldier to the final episode, and we were standing in our kitchen. I stumbled across the spoiler for Falcon and Winter Soldier. Not as soon as it left my mouth, my lovely wife here goes, "Did Bucky die?" It's like, Jesus.
May have started following him on Instagram.
Oh.
He may have had like a weird cryptic post, which was probably just about the show ending. And I was like, oh God, they're going to kill him.
It was so fast out of the holster. It was like, okay, I know who you picture at night. I'm going to need you to wear this half mask. Can you take off your arm? But Captain America 2 is a great movie. That's one of the best.
I mean, I think it was good to see Falcon and Winter Soldier because I think Bucky made more sense then.
Yeah.
I mean, like they kind of put bits and pieces together, but now knowing like the full picture of what happened. Because I remember when I first saw it, I was like, I don't get it. How is he the same age? So much math in these movies.
There is.
I mean, how long did we waste trying to figure out if like Iron Man is like legit fit in the timeline, like between how old Howard Stark would actually had to have been when Tony was born for Tony to be the age that he is in this real timeline. And it is possible, but it was a stretch.
It was possible, but there's no way Howard Stark was up late at night. The other one was with the math you're talking about was Captain America and trying to figure out how actual old he is by the end of the entire series.
Yeah.
The old man.
Because I know and they always joke, Bucky and Falcon Winter Soldier, I'm 106, but it's like, okay, but how old?
Yeah.
How old, like, is your body?
Yeah. Well, it's 106.
How many years have you been unfrozen?
Maybe that's
what is that age?
Maybe that's what it is. It's age versus actual years.
Yeah.
One of those weird things. But no, I really enjoy Captain America 2. I think it's one of the better ones. I think
there's a lot of setup in that movie too.
There is, but I think it was a cool kind of, I don't know what the best way to say it is. Like it was a spy movie wrapped in an MCU movie.
Yeah.
It had a lot of cool stuff. I don't know about him going and getting his old suit at the end. Or I did like some of the stuff where like they need to go get Falcon stuff. And they're like, yeah, no problem. Next thing you know, you have it.
And that's not the first movie of the epic Avengers incognito outfits of a hoodie and a hat and sunglasses. Nobody will recognize you.
Nope.
But there was a lot of that in that movie.
That was in Iron Man 3.
Yeah, that was when it started.
But Captain America 2, the other one I really liked about that movie was Black Widow trying to set him up all the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of good camaraderie in that movie. I mean, and Sam Wilson coming in.
Yep.
Anthony Mackie's hilarious.
Yes.
I mean, I'm honestly really excited he's the new Captain America because he cracks me up.
No, he's
I really like him.
He's good in a lot of ways, and he, like how he met Captain America, the work he did with, veterans and, all of that kind of stuff. It's a really good fit. And on your left is, who would have known at that point that was going to turn into what it did later in life,
I mean, he's really, prior to, now being Captain America, I mean, I feel like he was kind of underappreciated.
Oh, yeah, he totally was.
I mean,
he was background character.
Yeah. So I'm glad that he got to.
No, absolutely. And him and your buddy, him and what's his name, the Winter Soldier, Sebastian
Stan.
I almost said Sebastian Bach of Skid Row, but that's not even close. They have a very good.
I mean, they're practically those characters in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, or at least that's the way they play it off. They could be pulling the biggest prank on the planet, but it's really that Sebastian is like this introverted, I like to just sit in my room and just come out and do my job. And I think there was always jokes about Anthony Mackie like banging on his hotel room, like, let's go hang out.
Now it comes later that in the movies that we're not going to cover tonight, but like in Civil War, where will you please move your seat ahead? No.
Yeah, I mean...
Or my favorite one, because it's a line I use a lot, I hate you.
Yeah.
So, as we kind of wrap up with the MCU and our rewatch so far, we've only made it through 11 movies so far, but Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 are going to wrap it up tonight. I can remember when these were people were starting to talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was... So there's a talking tree?
I know. I remember when you first explained it, I'm like, what in the fart are you talking about? It's a raccoon and a tree.
And now Rocket is maybe one of my favorite characters.
Oh, yeah. He's hilarious. And I would love to see, and I don't know why it has not surfaced on the internet everywhere, but I would love to see Bradley Cooper in the sound booth.
It's out there.
Okay. I need to see it because that's got to be hilarious.
Oh, it's great. It really is. It's wonderful.
I mean, everybody tried to say it was really funny about Vin Diesel and the way he did his lines and da-da-da. But
stilts.
I think watching Bradley Cooper do Rocket stuff would just be hilarious.
I will say this.
I do think it's random, though, that he wasn't on set with them, that it was always that other random dude.
It was it's James Gunn's brother, isn't it?
I think there was a connection to the director or something.
The dude in the second one.
Yeah, who's like...
Yondu's right-hand man. I can't think of his name. I think that's who stood in for Rock. I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But yeah, going back to it, I liked it. It's one of those... I think... I was talking again to Mike Reyes about this. I think it's one of those movie series. Guardians of the Galaxy isn't... As far as I've ever known, it's not been one of the go-to Marvel...
Never heard of it prior to this. Yeah.
And I think it came along at the right time with the right actors and the right director that could spin it off into... Because if you think about it, Guardians 1 was setting up a lot, too, with the Infinity Stones.
Expanding everything out. Because really the only outside touch they'd had was Thor.
Yeah.
So now it's like, well, there's just a ton of other things going on out here.
And I love that I'm going to have to bleep you. This is just wonderful. God, you're so hot right now, Bucky.
Steel blue eyes.
Oh, that cold, cold metal arm wrapped around me. Oh, it's so good. But you had a lot of setup in that one. But I will say I like Drax better in the first one than the second one. I think they went for stupid Drax in the second one.
See, I like stupid Drax. Because it makes them more misfits. Because I think that's really what they're supposed to be. Is all just a bunch of misfits. Because I think it changes the tone, too. I mean, there's sarcasm early on, but, the sarcasm goes to a level 12 after Guardians of the Galaxy with everyone.
Trash Panda.
Yeah.
Is that worse?
Well, and that was the other thing we were supposed to be keeping track of, how many different creatures they associate Rocket with.
What's a raccoon?
I mean, he was a rabbit.
That Thor calling him a rabbit all the time is probably one of the best things in the MCU. That first conversation in Infinity War where Rocket and him are going to go to the Vendilible,
this Dead Star thing.
Yeah. Where Mimi was... What did Kat Denning call it?
Mew.
Mew. Me.
That's
Neither?
the only good thing about Thor 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Kat Denning?
Yeah.
That's it?
She cracks me up.
Okay.
She's also underappreciated and needs some more.
Well, they were talking about there when WandaVision came out. Her and was it Yang was the guy's name?
I don't remember. God, we suck at names.
It really is. But they were like, we want a Marvel series that's based on her and him in an X-Files type way with
That'd be kind of funny.
where they just go around and look at these really weird cases. And I would totally watch that.
Yeah.
But no, Guardians 1, yeah, darker. Guardians 2 kind of went for the funny ha-ha stuff.
Rainbows.
Rainbows.
So many rainbows. It's just a very colorful movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. James Gunn did a really good couple movies. That's why I'm kind of interested in the Suicide Squad one he's making.
Did they just like scrap the original?
No, it's kind of like the Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn thing, where it's kind of in that universe. I don't think DC really knows what they're doing.
No, they just keep giving up and then starting over for the 975th time, hoping
It's
for the
whatever.
best.
Fine. Sure, we'll do that. Guardians 1, Guardians 2, good movies. I was telling you when I first saw Guardians 2, Justin actually took me. He got like a early pass thing, and we got to go watch. We watched Guardians 1, and then we immediately watched Guardians 2, so that was kind of cool. And Kurt Russell is not in a bad movie.
Yeah.
There's really not. There's not a bad Kurt Russell movie. I don't care what anybody says. He's a wonderful human being, and I want him to be a part of my life in some way.
Okay.
I want to talk beards with him. So that kind of wraps it up. I mean, we're going to keep watching this over the next month or 8 or however long it takes.
We get through 2, maybe 3 a weekend.
Yeah.
If I can stay up late on Sunday night. So if I'm dragging butt, ass, whatever, at work on Monday.
Why'd you call me Stephanie? Butt, ass, thing, words. So, all right, does that kind of wrap it up for the night?
Sure, you're in charge.
What? Huh? I'm going to play that over.
Despite the sign behind you.
Oh, my second in command that you lovely woman gave me. God, I hate you so much. This is 151 the show. We're podcast, as you can tell. My lovely wife, Stephanie. I did it again.
You're a turd.
I did that one on purpose. My lovely wife, Steph, was my guest host tonight. If you want to know more about us, head over to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all at 151 the show. You can find us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Asgard,
Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify. That's one. Asgard.
Somebody
Podcast Network.
My boss asked me, "Is he on Spotify?"
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, we are. We're also on YouTube too. If you could please like, follow, share, and subscribe, that would be awesome. We can't end without a shameless plug. No, Justin's not here. Say, cue the music.
Cue the music.
Perfect. All right, this is the portion of the show where we shamelessly plug the shit out of something. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a restaurant, it could be a movie, it could be a TV show, it could be a toy, a car, a experience, whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. We shamelessly plug it and we tell you to go buy it or purchase it or do whatever. Since Steph is new to the show tonight, we're going to have you do the shameless plug tonight.
Yeah, so...
Good start. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Brain. Headbands.
Yes, I ordered some headbands from a company called Junk Brands, and they're a different type of headband where they're almost bandana type because they're a little bit.
They're
thicker.
very wide. They're not like those little skinny things.
So I was intrigued because I could never.
Why?
Well, because I can never get them to stay on my head without falling off.
What are they called again? Junk bands?
Yes. But apparently the
brands or bands?
Brand with an R.
Okay.
Facebook listens to everything that you say. So it heard my concern about Bucky and Falcon and Winter Soldier. And it started showing me these headbands, and one of them was Bucky's arm design. And it kept showing me it. And I'm like, God, I'm going to try these headbands. And I'm like, and I'm going to order that one and see if Adam can figure out what it is, which he didn't, which kind of ruined the surprise.
Well, what was funny about it was it had a it had Bucky, his Wakanda arm.
Yeah.
The background of that. But there was a silver star on it, and that's what was throwing me. Because usually when you think of the star, I don't think he's got a silver star on the new one.
No. Mm-mm.
But he had the red star on the I guess, Russian arm. I don't remember. I think it was Russia.
Yeah.
But that's what was throwing me. I'm like, what the is the star all about?
Yeah.
That's what I didn't get, so.
Sometimes I still struggle a little bit to get to stay on, but once you're sweaty, it does not move. So, since it's 9 million degrees out every day.
I can attest to that.
But no, I mean, they have a lot of cute ones, and like all of Marvel, they've got, I saw Friends, I saw Basic Designs, because the other one I got is just plain gray, but yeah, there's a couple other ones I wouldn't mind getting.
There's a Key West headband, Vapor Waves headband. They got Loki ones now.
Yeah, and they've got some that tie, so if you're like into like ninja style.
They have socks?
Yeah, they have a lot of neat stuff. And like, shipping was good. You always get a little leery when you're buying something off of Facebook. You're like, is this going to be real? What's the quality going to be like?
Well, they actually have a website, though.
Yeah. I mean, the Bucky one is a little...
God, let it go.
Little faded. I mean, but it's cotton, so that's probably a lot of it, which is nice, too, again, when you're like, if you're going to use it for working out. But, yeah, I had a good experience.
Oh, you got to get the Deadpool one.
You can get that one. I kind of wanted to get the Wanda, the Scarlet Witch one that looks like her new crown. That one's kind of neat too.
Well, that's cool. So, Junk Brands, we'll have a link to their website, junkbrands.com, at the bottom of the page. Yeah, anything else about them? No, that's it.
Man, when you said shamelessly plug the shit out of them, like I only have 2 headbands. Do I like them? Yes.
You know what? Maybe if they have a Facebook or something, maybe you know what? That's going to be the son of a bitch of this. Justin and I plugged the crap out of all this stuff for years. We've never gotten anything out of it. Junk Brands is going to hear your little pitch here, and they're going to like send you a box of everything.
Well, that would be wonderful.
That would
feel free to do so, and then you can go ahead and I'll just take my commission.
They got a YouTube page for.
To show you how they actually fit, because all of their pictures aren't actually on someone's head. You have to like go into the reviews to see how they actually look on people.
Huh, interesting. All right, we'll have a link at the bottom of the page. Steph, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Sure you do.
Was it more fun than you thought it would be?
I don't know. We'll find out when people tell me I suck.
Jesus, your wife.
She is awful.
Oh, I think you did good.
You have to say that.
I know. All right. Till next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.